Critical race theory isn't just an idea, it's a worldview born from something older, unimaginatively called critical theory. Critical theory was created by a group of Marxist philosophers in the early 20th century, people like Horkheimer, Adorno, and Marcuse, the Frankfurt School. They noticed something: Marxism didn't work. Marx's prophetic workers' revolution wasn't happening. Workers were going to church, buying homes, and raising kids, and watching TV, instead of revolting. So instead of changing the economy, these theorists decided to change how people think. Their key idea was that reason, objective, logical, scientific reason, was not neutral. They argued that what we call reason was just a mask for power, that logic itself was oppressive, that truth was a tool of the ruling class. So they decided that the goal of philosophy wasn't to find truth, but to critique it, to tear it down. Hence the name critical theory. Fast forward to the late 20th century, academics took the same framework and applied it to race. And thus was born critical race theory, the belief that racism isn't something people do, but something reality itself does. Every law, every institution, every success, all secretly designed to uphold whiteness. Effectively an original sin plus total depravity hypothesis. And this is where the theory becomes unfalsifiable, and why it's nonsensical to debate. It operates on circular logic. If you deny systemic racism, that's taken as proof of your unconscious complicity in it. If a minority group succeeds, then it's model minority tokenism. If they fail, it's oppression. The system is always to blame. Critical race theory doesn't just accuse, it redefines what truth even is. If reason and logic are white constructs, then arguing against CRT is itself racist. You can't reason your way out of it, because reason itself is the problem. That's not social science. It's theology without God, sin without redemption. The believer confesses his privilege, recites his slogans, and waits for absolution from the high priests of academia. The results are predictable. Once truth is replaced by power, the only moral act left is revolution. The only way to prove you're good is to destroy what exists. Many try nonetheless to argue people out of this, to debunk critical race theory by pointing out the contradictions, but your arguments are in vain. Within this framework, there's no standards for honesty, or mechanism by which they can believe hypocrisy is wrong. If you point out a contradiction, so what? If logic is just a tool of power, then your arguments are pointless. Leftists enjoy the aesthetic of rationality, but they change the definition of reason to blind faith in their own institutions. Critical race theory is not trying to solve racism. It's trying to end objectivity itself as a power play. Because if there's no objective truth, then the loudest ideology wins, and they control the megaphones.